Hi, everyone. Morning. Thank you so much for joining me on this morning's go live. Thank you so much for your get well wishes. I was poorly for the last couple of weeks. I really do appreciate your warm wishes. I've still got slight remnants of a sore throat and a slight cough left, so do excuse me if I go into a slight cough, but no, I'm definitely feeling much better, and I've been out and about trying to sort out what's going on in our division. So yeah, lots to report on during this morning's session. If you've got any questions, please just put them in the chat. I can look at those and answer them. So yeah, so let's kick off, because we've got lots of things that I want to try and tell you all about, update you on what's been going on, starting off with Gorswood Road. So I have spoken about Gorswood Road, which is in Hermitage, and I've spoken about it in the sense that it is an absolute priority road for me. I managed to get it onto the Horizon program. If you remember, the Horizon program is a county-wide program where you nominate roads within your division to be resurfaced over the duration of a few years. It takes a while because it's a county-wide scheme for schemes to come forward for rectification. And I had put Gorswood Road actually last year as a priority road for my division, and I was told that it was going to be resurfaced 28th of May for 7 days. Those parts of it were going to be closed off while the resurfacing was going to happen. And then, of course, I got poorly, and I wasn't able to go and check. And then once they had finished the 7 days worth of work, and I actually got a few emails just from residents saying that communication about the closure of the road wasn't very good, and also the quality of the work. So I went down there last week to have a look and see what was going on for myself. Did a short video, so I'll play the video so that you get an idea of what I'm referring to, and then I'll talk a bit more about it after we've seen the video. And also with the video, it helps people that are not aware of where Gorswood Road is. It gives them an idea. So if we play the video, and then I'll talk a bit more to it after.
I'm Ayesha Azad. I am on Gorswood Road in the Hermitage. So I've had so many of you write to me about the resurfacing of Gorswood Road. If you remember, I did a video a few weeks ago letting everybody know that Gorswood Road would be resurfaced. It was an absolute priority road for me, and I was told by the Highways Department that the road was going to be closed for resurfacing. Very little resurfacing of the road has been done. There's certainly been some patchwork done. I have asked the Highways Department to give me some clarity on that. I haven't heard back. The lack of communication from the County Council regarding resurfacing of the road has been dreadful. So many of you have written to me not knowing exactly what's going on. I have seen an example of that, and I've got back to them saying that's really not satisfactory at all. So absolutely, the communication from Highways has been poor, and the quality of the resurfacing has been poor. And I can only apologise to residents for the complete lack of communication that has come from Surrey Highways. It is not acceptable, and I have raised this with them as well as with a cabinet member. Really, residents must be communicated to when we're closing a road. You absolutely deserve to know exactly what's going on, and as soon as I'm able to get to the bottom of it, of course, I will let you know.
So yes, I'm actually really quite cross about the way that Gorswood Road has been communicated about from the County Council's perspective. It is the Highways' responsibility that if you're going to close the whole road, it is going to affect obviously the residents living on that road and all of the residents off that road as well. And it was just very poor communication. I was sent an example. I asked for an example of what kind of communication we'd done, and I was sent basically it was a postcard with just a map of the road and just the fact that it was going to be closed without any dates, without any timings, without any contact number on there where residents could call and find out exactly what was going on. And I fed that back to the Highways Department, saying this was really it was very poor. And it did affect the businesses on Gorswood Road and, of course, residents as well. And I've raised that, as I said in the video, with the Highways Department as well as the cabinet member. It's really not acceptable in any shape or form. And then it comes to actually the resurfacing. So as I mentioned, they have done patching work on the whole of Gorswood Road. And what I'm waiting for is confirmation. Okay, you've done the patchwork. Are you going to come back and do the whole resurfacing? Because that's what I'm looking for. And that's what I had told residents, and that's what I was told by the Highways Department was happening. And I'm still waiting on when the resurfacing work is going to be done, now that the patching work for all the kind of what's the word? What's the technical word? I can't remember what the technical, but where it kind of shallows down. That's all been filled in, and now you basically need to come back and do the full resurfacing of the road. And I'm waiting confirmation on that from Highways. And as soon as I have that, of course, I will let you know. So from my understanding, it's half of it has been done. Half of the work has been done, and it's yet to be completed. But honestly, today, can I tell you? Can I confirm that? No, I can't, because I'm still waiting on confirmation from Highway. So it is still work in progress. So please bear with me while I try and get to the bottom of it. And as soon as I have an update, I will let you know. But I am as cross as residents are about it. It's really not the way that Surrey County Council should be conducting work. It's poor on every level, and I've certainly fed that back to whoever I've been able to. So that is on Gorswood Road, and then I'm going to move along to Cemetery Pales, which, if you remember, I did a video on that a while back, just talking about we'd had a fatality there, and I had asked for Surrey Highways and the police to reduce the speed limit on that. And actually, there's a video that I shot on it. So let's play the video, and then I'll talk on that after, because it'll help just set the scene.
Hi, I'm Ayesha Azad. I'm on Cemetery Pales in Brookwood. If you remember last year, I did a video about a fatality that we had on this road. Following that fatality, I pushed the County Council quite considerably to do a speed survey and get that speed reduction. They have now agreed to that. We will now go into a consultation period, so residents will be contacted and you will have a chance to basically put your comments forward, whether you have any objections to a speed reduction or are in favour of it. That process will happen over the next few months, and once all of that information is collated, Surrey County Council will then propose a speed reduction of 40 miles per hour for this road. This is something that I've been working on for a good few years, and so many residents have spoken to me about this. So I'm pleased that we are getting some action on it. Sadly, it did take a fatality for all of the organisations, whether it's the police or whether it's Surrey County Council, to get involved. So when the consultation goes live, please do have your say and let me know if there is anything else that I can help with in terms of road safety within our area.
Yeah, so I mean, it is sad that it did take a fatality for the police to recommend a speed reduction, and for Surrey County Council to agree to that. But the consultation is going to be done over the summer months. It's really important that residents engage with that and give their views. I think from my engagement with residents, most residents who use that road or live within the area have been asking for a speed reduction. I have been asking for a speed reduction on that for a good few years. So I think it will be good to get that confirmed through the consultation period. So please do engage with it, because it's always good for the County Council to get that confirmation. So I will update you as soon as the consultation goes live, so that you're aware of it and what the link is to give feedback on it. But I think it's positive that we are finally going to get that speed reduction, because that road, because it's such a straight road, people do tend to just, speed along there without being aware of the consequences of something going wrong. So I think it's really important that we do get that speed reduced, and it's good to see some action on that. And so that's Cemetery Pales. So I wanted to give you, I did have actually a few emails from residents in Brookwood who use that road, just wanting an update. So I wanted to get that, just confirm that is something that I have been working on, and now it's being actioned. So then I'm going to move along to Lansdowne Close. Again, Lansdowne Close is A road that I have been working on for a while. It is a road that is in a really poor condition. It's probably, I would say, one of the worst roads within St. John's Village. It's something that I really, really want the Surrey County Council to come and fix. It is, yeah, I mean, I'll play the video so that you can actually see the state of the road and you'll get an idea about why I'm so concerned about that road. It is on the Horizon programme to be fixed, but my worry is that the speed that the Horizon programme is going at, it's going to take much longer than it needs to, and I'm trying to push the County Council to prioritise it much sooner than I think they're currently, the scale that they're working at. So I did do a short video on it and I put it on my Facebook so that you could actually have a look, and I'm putting pressure on the Highways Department to prioritise that road. But if we play the video, I think you'll have an idea about the condition that I'm talking about, and I think you'll all agree with me that it needs to be prioritised much sooner.
I'm Ayesha Azad. I am on Lansdowne Close in St. John's. If you remember, I spoke about Lansdowne Close being placed on the county-wide Horizon programme. It is still on the Horizon programme, but it isn't quite getting the priority that I think it needs to get. Officers have come back with comments about it being not in a poor enough condition to action it. I'll actually do a walkabout and show you. If you have a look here, most of it in parts is in a really, really poor condition, and I'm just not willing to accept that it's not getting the priority that I think it needs to get. If you look along here, it is the same. And then further down as well, it's in a terrible condition. Yeah, again here, look at this. I mean, if you're cycling along here, you know, that's just really very, very dangerous for a cyclist. Also, I think it would be helpful, residents that live on Lansdowne Close, please do log this with Surrey County Council. Send photos in through either their website or Fix My Street app, because the more people that actually register the condition of this road, the better it is for County Council to know that this is something that we all really care about. I mean, look at the condition here. It's really, really poor. It's literally like the surface of the moon. And here we are right at the beginning. I mean, how that is acceptable and how that's not being prioritized is not quite understandable to me. So that's it. That's Lansdowne Close. I haven't got an update on it, but I am absolutely determined to fight for getting this road improved and fight for residents.
So as you can see, honestly, the condition of that road really should not be acceptable to County Council. It needs to be prioritised, and that's what I'm working on getting done. And I'm going to keep banging on that door at Highways to try and get that fixed for residents in Lansdowne. And I think the point that I made in the video is just, you know, if you can also just use the Fix My Street app, use the Surrey County Council's website to just register getting that road fixed, report it, take photos of it, so it just gets up the agenda for Highways, because obviously it's the whole of the county that's on the Horizon programme. So anything that we can do, that I can do, and we collectively as residents affected and living on Lansdowne Close can do to try and raise it up the bar, up the viewing, then that would be really, really, I think, helpful. I will do everything in my power as the county councillor, and I have been. So I will keep working on that and try. As soon as I've got some positive news, of course, I will update you on that. But I did, because again, you know, residents have been contacting me just asking what's happening with Lansdowne Close, and I wanted to try and get some positive news. I haven't been able to, but I wanted to give you an update that I am still working on it, and it is for me, it is an absolute priority, and I will get there. I will get it fixed for you. It's just unfortunately taking longer than any of us want it to be. So then I'm going to move along. So that's Lansdowne Close done, and then I'm going to move along to Whitchell Rise. And for Whitchell Rise, I have got finally some positive news. Again, Whitchell Rise is something that I have been working on for a good while. Residents raised it with me. They were, concerned about road safety on that road. We don't have a footpath there. You have lots of cars speeding along there. I had a speed survey done last year, and because a lot of children use that road as a cut through to get to the Hoe Valley School, I'd raised that which is why I had the speed survey done. And the speed survey had come back with good compliance of the speed limit, because the speed limit along there is 30 miles. Most of the cars were within that, but I have now managed, based upon the results of the speed survey and speaking to officers about the need, because there isn't a footpath and children use it to go to the Hoe Valley School, I felt that we definitely needed to get a speed reduction on that. So that's what's going to happen. We are going to get, Whitchell Rise is going to be a 20 miles per hour road going forward. There is going to be, I'm going to get some of the signage on that corrected. There's going to be a sign saying that there is not a footpath at the top of Whitchell Rise. You're going to get a sign so that cars going along there know that there is pedestrians walking along there potentially, and that there isn't a footpath. And we're going to get all of the signs where it says no entry, where it says slow. We're going to get all of those repainted, which is going to hopefully just help just slow down cars going along there, because whenever I've been filming along there, you get a good few cars going quite fast. I know there was concern about some traffic going the wrong way, ignoring the no entry sign. And the survey that I had done said about 1% of cars were going along the wrong way, even though there is a big no entry sign there on both sides. There's a no entry sign at where it's written on the road, but some people tend to ignore the rules. So that's all going to be done. Hopefully I'm hoping that will help make certainly pedestrians walking along there feel safer. And moving forward, that's going to be done in the next few months, as soon as we get just when that will be done in terms of the signage and the actual speed reduction sign going up. I will let you know. There needs to be a technical consultation. There needs to be also speed surveys on a few other roads near Whitchell Rise, because it's going to be Whitchell Rise and a few roads leading off that are also going to have a speed reduction, because you can't just get Whitchell Rise reduced. Some of Fernhill Close and some of the others roads just off there will also have a speed reduction, but that's going to be done over the next few months. The consultation for residents, of course, residents will be consulted on that. And once that's all been done, we will finally get a speed reduction. I think most residents who use that road will be very much in favour of having a 20 miles per hour limit on that road. And then once we've got that, it's just making sure that that's enforced. That's, I think, it's easy to get the speed reduced. It's just making sure that is then enforced and that drivers are abiding by that speed reduction. So that is positive news on Whitchell Rise. It's something that I know so many of you have written to me about. So I'm pleased to have got that delivered. So that is my roundup of all the things that have been happening in Working Southwest. Hope you found that useful. Gives you a good flavour of the things that are going on in different parts of the division. And then I'm just going to mention that there's going to be a slight change in the format of how I do these sessions. So I'd actually initially done this as a surgery format, so the residents would be able to come, they'd be able to ask a question. And I think it's having that was the idea behind it. But I think what's transpired is that you found it really useful in me sitting here giving you updates on what's going on in lots of different parts of the division. It gives an idea of the work that I'm doing. It also gives an idea of delivery of what I'm doing, what residents are asking me to prioritize, and how I'm prioritizing those things, and then how I am delivering on those things. So it's really been really useful for me to be able to just let everybody know of the work and what residents' priorities are, because everything that I talk about, it's what residents tell me, you know, this needs to be fixed, that needs to be done. And that's what I'm telling, you know, it gives me the opportunity to sit here and tell you what those priorities are and how that they are being delivered. So it's been really useful. But the format is going to change slightly, that instead of it being live, we're going to be doing it in a podcast format. So it's going to be more or less, you know, the same kind of thing. I'm still going to be talking about priorities, your priorities, what I'm delivering, what's slow, what's not working. All of those things are still going to be the same, but it's just not going to be live. But the opportunity for any of the residents to come and talk about an issue, of course, is still open. It's just not going to be in a live format. So I just wanted to say that as soon as we've got a date in when that podcast is going to happen, of course, I'll put it on Facebook and all of the social media platforms so that you're aware. And yeah, the opportunity to join the podcast is still there. It's just perhaps it makes it a bit easier that it's not in a live format. So if you find it easier just to come and have a chat, then of course that is open to you. So thank you again so much for joining me this morning, and hope you found it useful. And I will see you in the next session when we do our very first podcast. So thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day.